Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to today's hangout. I don't know if to call this a hangout or an event, but let me just call it a hangout. Okay, so let me start by introducing myself, and then I'll introduce what the event is all about. Then we continue from there. So I'm Kibede Philas. I'm a student of life, and I love tech communities. Yeah, so I'm hosting today's developer stories. And so what's developer stories? So developer stories is a community where we host developers to just to tell us like how their journey in tech has been and answer some questions, and from there we pick one or two lessons from their journeys. So today's event will be hosting Valentine Rutto, and Valentine is an Android developer, Android engineer. Yeah. So I don't want to introduce more about her, but I think Valentine, you can take the stage and introduce yourself.
Thank you, Kibet. Thank you for considering me. I believe I'm your first guest, so yay. Let's hope I set a good precedent. I'm Valentine Rutto. I'm an Android engineer. I am based in Nairobi, Kenya, currently working for Delight, and I love tech communities, contributing in it as a mentor or speaker or hangouts buddy. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So first of all, so the first question is, since you have introduced yourself, so can you just tell us like when did you start involving yourself in tech, like the first time? Is it from either from high school or university, and then tell us the whole journey from maybe from the first time you wrote your first line of code up to where you are now, the companies you have worked with, yeah, the whole journey.
Okay. I started my first interest in tech was in 20. I think okay. I was in Form 2 probably in 2010, back in high school, and we had like a computer lab. So I was like, oh, interesting. It was so easy. Like I could get easy A's in computers, and it was the cool club. It was better than it was either that or business or agriculture. And I was like, no, I don't want to go farm. So I went into computer studies, and after that, I got I joined immediately after. So I joined the Kimathi as a computer science student, and well, it was interesting because I felt when I got to second year, I felt like I wasn't getting the practical skills. It was more of theory. So I quit school actually for like a whole year. Came to Nairobi, joined Moringa School, and after Moringa School is a coding boot camp. So you do 3 months intense coding experience. Like from these days they have changed their curriculum a bit because it's more focused. But before that, like you get to learn everything. So you start from JavaScript, you get to learn a little bit about web, a bit mobile, a bit about backend. So after that, I fell in love with Android immediately after. I mean, like after the first class, I was taught by there's a techie called Frank Tambry. He's the one who taught me Android, and the way he taught to just blew my mind. But I mean, it was beautiful. Android was beautiful. I mean, like you could see your results, and it was so adaptable. And I felt like I needed to be a mobile engineer because not specifically mobile, but I wanted to build tech that can be applied everywhere. Yeah. And like something that people can use every day. And I'm like, oh, but everyone uses their phones these days, so why not? So I fell in love with Android, started building Android apps. After Moringa School, I got into Barclays Product Lab, and after Barclays Product Lab, it was mm, well, I mean, it didn't succeed that much because they were starting. It didn't succeed. I mean, they did only 2 rounds, but the first round was about developers. They wanted to get into um, they wanted to get into what is it? They wanted to get into chamas, yeah, like the group savings for friends. So they wanted like to automate the whole process. So it was like something like a 3-month hackathon, and whoever wins gets a permanent job, but you are paid during the MVP period. So that was interesting. Wearing suits is no fun. So after that, I went ahead and worked for a couple of companies. I think Workbay, Sandy, um, and then, well, actually, it was Workbay, Barclays Workbay, and then I went back to school because we're in Africa. You have to have your certificate. I mean, it was very unnecessary, but well, at least I have a degree now. So I have a degree in computer science. So I have a degree in computer science now. And after that, now came back to the job industry. Like being this telematic being engineering, and at the time, remote first wasn't that big that they wanted someone to be in Nairobi for you to work in tech. So I say like I took like around 1 2 years 2 years hiatus from tech, but in school, like like working actively. So, and I didn't want to my I didn't want my skills to fade. So when I went back to school, I joined GDG, Google Developer Groups, for Nyeri. So I used to run Women Tech Makers Nyeri, and also assist in the GWN. So what I used to do was get like take a course, like say like from university, and teach people Android. That's basically what I used to do. So I used to be like an Android volunteer instructor, not paying that one. So no, I'm just kidding. I mean, the pay is tremendous. Yeah, it's not monetary, but you get to make a lot of friends. You get to make a lot of people in a network that inspire you, like someone, like just being able to inspire someone to like to teach someone, to move someone from zero to a coder. It's humbling, so and also, yes, so I used to volunteer for, I still do volunteer for all of these tech communities. I ran LC and Ella learning community for Nyeri, so with a group of friends, the techie friends. We did the first one.
Valentine. Hello. Valentine, I think you're
Hi.
back.
Oh my god. Yes, I just saw that the router, I think the router failed or something. This is friends. I'm going to this. I'm going to
Don't
this.
worry, don't worry.
My friend. I'm going to this Jubalan. Should pay for internet. Anyway, so um, yeah, so now I am connected to the phone, so I don't think we'll have any mishaps. Yes. So I was saying that going back to school now, finishing the degree, I volunteered for a lot of GDG Women Tech Makers and the learning community at the time. It was called that ALC. Right now, I think it's called GAD, like Google Africa Scholarships, something or Africa something GAD. Yes, so that was fun. It was really fun experience, and I went to get it a bit after finishing school, came back to Nairobi. So it's like I kind of started afresh, like from a junior level. Because the two years later, I mean, it's just too much. Everything things had changed, and I needed like a structure, like working in a team, and like a structure like that. So I went and worked for Coco Networks. There's one countable, I think, but that didn't last for long. So the one which really shaped me and become an engineer was Coco Networks. The team was just amazing. Like the engineers from Kevin Otieno, Roland Otieno, Brian Otieno, Isaac. I mean, Brian Onyango, Isaac, and Kiweti. Like, it was just magnificent. That team it was everything. Because, I mean, they're brilliant engineers and they were so willing to just help a junior out. Like, they hold your hand, they show you the best practices, this is how you do things, etc. And also just the structure of, working in a tech community, tech company, which is not specifically tech first, because we needed like to interact with the business side a bit, the customers a bit. So that was fun. Moved from Coco Networks to now Delight, and at Delight it is fun experience because at the end of the day I get to see my tech being used in the field, with the common mwananchi. So it is inspiring, to be honest. That's pretty much it if I sum it up.
Okay, thank you. So, I, for the next question, I think just tell us like how you landed your first job. I think that will be now Coco Networks because you say that was the first job after school. Yeah. So how did you land your first job, and tell us like the experience, the interview experience. How was it?
Okay, so first job. Now that I joined Moringa, it wasn't like Moringa has this alumni map. So something like they take care of their alumni in the sense that they get like, I think they have like discussions with some of the companies that they employ their graduates for an internship. So the first job I ever got was the Barclays one. That one, it was more like a through pass. So that one wasn't. It was that I didn't even do an interview. I just through pass. Like, here's a job, take it. But after campus and everything else after that, it's been a bit tricky because after campus I finished and now I was looking for a job. Lucky for me,
Valentine, I think you've lost you again. Valentine, hello. I think we have lost Valentine. Let's wait for some minutes as she. Oh, you're back. You're back. Let me.
I mean, I think I'm back as someone else.
Yeah. Just another device.
Yeah. I don't understand what's happening because I see that I'm connected to the internet. So I don't understand what's happening. Anyway, we move forward regardless. So Yeah, we move on regardless. So the interesting thing about like my first job, which was at Workday, that one was a bit interesting because they okay, so this is how they hire people. So you apply for a job, or someone, a recruiter, will scout you out, and they give you like a take home. It can either be a take home assignment, so they tell you to build something small. Say they can tell you to fetch data from Twitter, for example, and they just want to see if you can work with it. So you know, they're just testing your understanding of Android. Another thing they can do is you can either do a live coding session. Yeah, like this, like right now that we're like this, so I just share my screen and start coding. So there's that one. And the other one is algorithms, the data structures and algorithms. So that one is usually live. So like a whiteboard like this. So this whiteboard, you just write code from there, like that. Yeah. So the first job ever, it was the Workday one. It was a take-home assignment. So I was just told to. Do I even remember? Yeah. I think I don't remember, but it had something to do with the network. So at that time, I didn't even know much about architecture, like architecture components, or I mean, sorry, not architecture components, design patterns. I didn't know much about that. So I just wrote whatever I did, and amazingly, I got a job. I was a junior then. That was fun. The other ones was, well, it was still take home assignments, and then you get the job or you don't, depending on how you write your code. Because mostly they look at like how easy it is to your code. Have you tested the written test? What pattern are you using? You know, like it's just such things. The interesting one that I did lately was for Pula. I didn't finish it up. I regret it till today. I wish I could have finished. I didn't finish it, but I saw they submitted. I saw one of them like one of my friends submitted their coding challenge. It was beautifully written. I mean, like, you know, like from following design architecture. I mean, so design patterns. I think he followed. Was it a clean MVVM? I think. So it is such a small thing. Like they just tell you consume this JSON and you know, just in the form, put it in a form. Because he just put it in a form. But then it seems so simple, but he did like a whole complete thing, like from unit test, the dependency injection, like he did everything. And well, he got the job. So okay. Anyway, yes. So there's that one. That is for all my experience on the take home ones. The other one, which I did an interview for Google recently, it was early this month. The Google interview is interesting. Woo! Interesting. Google one and the Microsoft one. So it's pretty much the same process. So someone joins the call and they share a link with you and you type. You know, like they tell you, say we can give an example of say stacks. Yeah. So they tell you something like, oh, create a stack, put in elements inside a stack. You're like, easy. Yeah, you're done with that one. And then now they increase complexity. The more the complexity increases, the more you, I mean, well, depending on every steps. So you create that one, they're like, cool. Now remove item. You remove an item, they're like, only this. Oh, and then now they tell you, find, I don't know, you either find, I mean, they do the whole, I mean, they're trying to test your understanding of big notations and algorithms, you know, like data structures and algorithms. So you need to really have them, like, it's not enough for you to know theory. You need to know what to apply here and what notation to give, you know, like both on best and worst case scenarios. So you need to learn your data structures, my dear. People, learn it. It is important and paramount if you want to make a lot of money. Yeah, and also like if you want to work at the fun companies, that is Facebook, Amazon. What's the N for? I keep forgetting the N. Google.
And for
I keep
It's for Netflix or what? Netflix or it's
Yeah.
not Netflix.
Yes, yes. So learn your data structures and algorithms. Like so many people, I mean, there's so much debate about do you need to go to school to learn this? I mean, you really don't need to. However, you need to know the core computer science courses. That is the I think is it there's AI, that discrete mathematics, other one. Oh, they say data structures and algorithms. That one, databases. You need to at least, yeah, you need to know them. So if you want, if your quiz school is fine, but go online and search for those computer science core courses, those ones. Just that, I think, yes. Oh yeah, alafu, when you're known, I mean, the more you get experience in the field, you find out, well, you figure out like soon enough that you figure out soon enough that most people, I mean, like most jobs hire people based on recommendations. So it's really important that you make noise, make a lot of noise on social media, but not any noise. Yeah, just showcase your whatever you showcase your work, whatever it is. Just make noise so you can, so that someone, like you make your work public, so that if someone recommends you or someone just goes around and like, oh, yeah, there's this unknown engineer, then they'll just reach out to you. So, and the good thing about putting your work publicly is you didn't need to go through you don't need to get through like the whole interviewing process. You just like through pass. Yeah. Through pass, like, but this one built this and built that and built that. I mean, like, it's already speaks, your work speaks for yourself. So because trades to offer. So and you start negotiating. That's pretty much some of my my experience.
That's nice. You mentioned the importance of data structures and algorithms. Many people sometimes they debate like, is it a must or it's not a must for people to learn data structures and algorithms? But you have mentioned. So since you have been part of communities from like a very long time, I just want you to highlight some of the impact the communities have in your career, the impact the communities have in your career. Valentine, did you hear my question? Valentine, can you hear me? You are on mute.
Well, I can now, but you're breaking a bit.
Okay. So I was saying, since you have been part of communities for a very long time, just highlight some of the impact the tech communities have in your career, like yeah, just some of the like let me say impact uh, of being involved in the tech communities.
It sounds like you're asking me. I didn't get it well, but it sounds like you're asking me like what kind of input the community had in my career.
Like the importance of the communities, but on your career now, from your opinion. Yeah.
Okay. So the community played a tremendous role in my career, specifically being a woman in STEM. Let's just start there. My class, we were, I think, three ladies in a class of 60 guys. So me wanting to get into tech, well, I mean, it's just the fact that I'm doing a degree in it doesn't automatically translate that I will continue doing it. But I remember my first Google I/O extended at it was being hosted by Kenneth Kinyanjui. I think at the time it was the GG lead for Nyeri, and I went there, and one of the speakers was a lady called Margaret Odeng. She's an amazing engineer, just phenomenal woman. She was giving a talk, I think, about her journey, like how she got into tech, and at that time, I believe she was doing Android. I'm not quite sure, but this being my first event, and at that time, I was seriously at that time I was a serious model. I was just doing photo shoots here and there, going for beauty pageants and things like that. So, well, it was that and basketball. Those were my two passions at the time. And I was like, hiya. So I can actually code too. Just being able to see someone who looks like you, being doing all these tech things, and I was like, wow. So yes, that was the first interest. So it got me. It showed me that the first community was it showed me that it's possible. Yeah, it showed me that it's possible to be a techie. Yeah, and especially like a woman in tech, like it showed me that in this, like to be an engineer, you don't need. I mean, it accepts everyone. You don't need to look like a certain way or dress a certain way. No, it just bring your brains. Yeah. So at that time, yes. So that was the first contribution. It showed me that it's possible. The second contribution, after attending so many events and getting to know people, I got a chance to network, find mentors, find friends, made a lot of friends. I mean, most of my tech friends right now are just we met in an event. It's been amazing, and networking with like-minded people showed me the way on how things are done, like what's new, things like that. By the way, I really miss physical meetups. Oh my god! Like now we could be having a physical meetup. Can you imagine? Yeah, with the free t-shirts and everything. So just being in that room and being just being around like-minded people, and they challenge you, they inspire you. You get to teach someone something, you get to learn something new. So that has been amazing, and just the fact that I found mentors there who guided me, to be the best way and best practices on how to code, how to arrange your schedule, like from small things. Yeah, like how to maneuver, like when you how to maneuver around things like, say, for example, say like at work, you can't really work with such and such person. You go ask those people that you met there because they have better experience or some experience. And small things, and from big, small, huge, from even like getting jobs right now, getting recommendations. It's just tremendous. Get yourself a community, please. It doesn't really need to be like big one. It doesn't need to be that. You can create your own community. Like you can just get like 2 3 friends, and that's your community. Yeah, it's like-minded people. You want to better yourself in life, in coding skills, in well, generally just in life. If you just want to better yourself generally, find yourself a community is really extremely important. Find your tribe. I keep insisting it. Find your tribe. It doesn't matter what it is. Just find your tribe. You get people to lean on, people to guide you, people to pick you up. I mean, find your tribe. I cannot insist it enough.
Okay. Okay, so we have another guest here who is my co-host. So I want to give him my chance to introduce himself, then we'll continue from there. Henry, if you can hear me, can you unmute yourself and introduce yourself?
Hi, Theo. Am I audible enough?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let's continue.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, Valentine. It's good to have you as a guest. My name is Henry as well. I was supposed to co-host with you, so the going is great. So it's good to have you here. We have a lot of questions and we already receiving good insights. So I'm excited, having listened to the first few minutes, rather. I'm really excited. You're already answering some of my questions. I don't even need to ask. So yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Back to
so
you, Theo.
okay. So there's this question from Valentine G. I have highlighted there. Which are some of the challenges you have faced as a developer?
Well, several, let's say, it spans from imposter syndrome to overconfidence to working with people. So it's just like I've experienced like from the whole spectrum, but the most profound one was having figuring out um, how to just figuring out how to estimate your stories, like delivery points, like so figuring out how to manage expectations of your product manager, or even if it's a customer, or just managing expectation of whoever it is that you're developing for. Yeah, so that was the hardest one. So I learned that you need to, I'm still learning how to over what's it called, under promise and over deliver, that thing. I'm still trying to figure that out on managing expectations. The second one was imposter syndrome, just getting to work with, because I've met amazing engineers, and being in the same room with them, and just you feel like you don't know anything, and it can be an overwhelming feeling. However, you need to remind yourself that you're not alone. Like you do it regardless. It doesn't matter. I always say I'm at point A. If I say something or don't say something, I'll still be at point A. If I don't say something, I'll be at point A. If I don't do something, I'll still be at point A. However, if I do something, I can move from point A to point A.1 or A.2, or even move like to Z, all the way to Z. So dealing with imposter syndrome, just know you're not alone, and do it regardless. Just do it. Do it. You will fail, probably, but you will fail, but even if you fail, you learn something. And that also applies to applying for jobs. Just apply. You don't need to check all the boxes. Apply. I mean, will you die? Apply, apply, whatever it is. Especially like the bigger ones, the big, like places like Microsoft, like Facebook. I got like a recruiter contacted me saying that, like, would you like this role for Google? I was like, me? Are you sure? And I was like, hey, but see, he's the one who looked for me. I didn't look for him. I don't look for him, so clearly he's seeing something. And I was so scared. I was just wanting to reschedule the whole thing. I remember I started for like a week or so. And I was like, you know what? Just do it anyway. If I fail, at least I will know what kind of questions and how the experience looks like. Um, and also, if I fail, at least I'll know what I was bad at. Because there's another interview that I did. Lately I always apply for things so that I can just ask them, why did I fail, and then work on that thing. Yeah, there was one for Booking.com. I think I failed for because I didn't do UI testing, and I didn't know. It wasn't in the requirement, but the solution that I gave, it didn't have UI testing, just had like unit test, and I was like, so now I need to learn UI testing. So I've been learning that. So you see, you use your failure as a learning point, and at least you have learning points. It's like Mwa Kenya, you've been given giving answers to questions about life, so why not? Yeah. Another thing is working in a team. You need to understand that everyone is different, and everyone comes with their own egos and whatnots. Yeah, everyone comes with their own demons and egos and everything. So you just need to remember that it is not personal. um both of you want the best, to write the best code. So even if you submit your code and it gets rejected, just know that they know. Of course, even if you're on the wrong or not, you need to, if like, if you want to say, if you are implementing, what's the best example, like your logic for say on click, like when you click a button, you change its color. So your logic might be, it's good logic, yes. Someone else will look at it and say like, no, apply it like this. So now you need to have a reason why you are implementing it that way. Yeah. And you need to really defend your point. Otherwise, be scrapped, and then now you need to apply it. Okay. So just know that it's not personal, and be confident enough to defend what you're doing. What are the one that I learned? Yeah, I think as of now, that's pretty much that's pretty much what I, some of the challenges like on top of my head. Pretty much it.
Nice. Wow. You've actually like answered everything from my perspective, because I think one of the things that newbies, especially those who are like getting themselves into tech, or rather even senior developers, have this sense of like imposter syndrome. Like, how will they read my code? Is my code like, can it be optimized? All those things as a newbie, like you reach at a point you have burnout. By the way, you reach at a point whereby you feel like you cannot develop any law, you doubt your skills. But as you've put it, if you look at it as in the angle of, okay, what is this teaching me? Like you just said, like you didn't know about UI testing, and now instead of turning it into like an enemy, you accept it. It's like a relationship. Right now you're going to counseling, so you're going to do it, you're going to practice over it, and over time you become good at it. So that was well answered. Thank you for that. And there is this another thing that I think we need to put into your attention. It's like people have been asking, like, ever since, like, have you been in a recruiting panel, and maybe what are some of the basic skills like one should have when you want to start applying for jobs, and also talk about projects. Do they help when you're like trying to apply for your first maybe Android gig or maybe a web gig, something of the sort? That's my question.
Mm, actually, I've never been in a recruiting panel. However, I think I've interviewed enough to know what they're looking for, what some people may be looking for. So you see, like when I was a junior, I used to look at the JDs, the job descriptions of senior engineers, and just going through and seeing like what are the qualifications that they want. So just like reading, just from reading the JD, and at that time, like, because you see, as a developer, there are some knowledge gaps that you have. You don't need to know everything. You just at least know enough to actually. I mean, it's okay not to know everything about Android. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah, but well, so when I was a junior and I just wanted to grow myself, I used to go and look at the senior engineers, what they're looking for, and go and then I go learn those things. So, well, I think maybe that tip can help someone, because most companies, they always say this is what they're looking for. So just know your stuff, really know your stuff. If it's an Android gig, just know your stuff and put your work out there. So yeah, and also that's one of the things that the most question that I get is, how do I get out of tutorial hole? I mean, tutorial thingy. I don't remember there's a word for it. Yeah. So, like just you going through going through the JD and just seeing like this is what the people want, or this is what like companies want. This company wants that company wants that. You need to just go there, learn it, put it out there. Just put it, even if it's on GitHub, and then you go make noise on tech Twitter. Say like, yo, I did this. I did this. Here's the link to the GitHub. Yeah, just put it out there, and then like just creating a presence about your work. Also, something that people look at. And remember that you're also interviewing the company. You need to ask them such questions like, how does the team work? Like, like you need to interview them too. Yeah, it's not. There's a there's a there's a was it a YouTube video or a tweet I saw. This guy was saying, they were complaining about, I think they're just comparing how tech in Kenya and Nigeria is, and they said, so I think they were saying that most people hire Kenyans because Kenyans is cheap labor. Like, but why though? And then someone else mentioned that someone else mentioned that you need. I mean, someone else mentioned that Kenyans approach jobs from a point of fear, and Nigerians approach jobs from a point of you people. It's like, no, you need me, I don't need you people. Yeah, so you need to have you need to also interview the companies too, like from their tech culture, from how best you fit in there. And even like when it comes to even like negotiating, you don't need to ask like for more money. You can ask for leave days, you can ask for working from home days, etc. Yeah. So, well, interview them and read the JD and know your stuff. I think I'll say that's pretty much what I'm looking for.
Okay, that's good. So I was recently talking your Twitter bio or what? I don't know what your profile, and you indicated that you are a mentor. Yeah. So the question is, what's your take on mentorship for those who want to look for mentors? So then, are you currently mentoring anyone, or are you open to mentees who want to be mentored?
Well, honestly, I am right now. I am mentoring for Moringa School and Google Developer X program, and other people everywhere. Yes, I am open for mentoring. However, as a mentee, you need to have your as a mentee, you need to have your expectations, and also you need to really want it. Because I mean, the best I can do is, like you ask me something, say like, I have, like I fix everything. So you can ask me like, I'm trying to implement this and that, and this is where I'm stuck. Like ask good questions, learn how to ask questions, because I mean that's the only way that you get the answer that you want. Because then you can't come. I mean, like, okay, see the difference. This is the difference. I can ask you like, I want to get into tech. How do I get into tech? Okay, that's one easy one. Another one is, so what do you think about Kotlin and Java? I mean, you can Google that and decide it for yourself. Yeah, 'cause I mean, you need to have your expectations, and you need to know what you want first and how I can best help you. Because sometimes I don't know most of the things, because I'll just refer you to one of my friends. Yeah, I know nothing about web, totally nothing. Like I remember my first class in JavaScript, I was like, cannot be me, cannot be me. Like, nope, cannot be me. So, like, just have your expectation. What do you want to get from this? Like, if you do you want to get a job? So if it's like, I want to be able to get a job, but so the first thing I'll ask, like, so how does your GitHub look like? How does your CV look like? Like what's some of your work? And now, isn't that now that sets a basis on that sets your basis on what, like how it goes forth. Other than you're just saying that you want to be, you want a mentor and you have no expectations. So, I cannot be God, to be honest. I will try to help you as much as possible. But, you need to help yourself a bit so that I can best help you. That's like my take on mentorship. But yes, I am free. Hit my DM on Twitter. We can go on from there.
Okay, that question was specifically for me, so that's an opportunity I was looking for. So thank you.
Sly.
That's nice. So there's this question from Frank Morara. So he said, "Hi Valentine, what are the mistakes you've made in your dev life or career, and how did you go about them?"
Interesting. I think the one that comes in my head was, I think my first time working in a team, and I think I went and changed. There's some logic that one of my teammates wrote, and I just went ahead and changed it without even asking him on anything. So I created a bug. It was horrible because that bug was caught, I think, after like 2 months later, and then 2 months later, the people are wondering like, how come? Why are we buying fuel? So it costed people money. QA couldn't even identify. Maybe I was just sitting there like, I don't know. I don't know. So yes, like when it comes to working with a team, you need to. I mean, if you're on Android Studio, annotate it, see like what they code changes. Like don't make code unnecessarily. I mean, don't make changes unnecessarily. Ask first, like why did you write it like this? What's the point? So just the teammates. I can't say like respect your teammates. That's like one of them that I made. Mhm. Well, I mean, not for me specifically, but some of, not like in my life, but I've seen most people who are trying to get into tech try to learn everything. I mean, well, if you want to be master of all trades, it's fine, it's cool. However, the best way to do it is to always learn one stack, master that one stack. Like right now, I mean, because I mean, like I started with Java, so it was very easy to move to Kotlin. And right now, since I know how OP works and how the whole Android ecosystem works, so it's not that hard to just translate to another one. But sometimes you see a CV, you're like, hey, see, this one is a whole department. You see, there's a Python, HTML, Android, then like front end web, graphic design. Hey, shit, like, madam, are you a whole department? I
I have to laugh at that.
I mean, it's usually funny to be honest, but just learn one skill. I mean, you can really be extremely good in all those things, but if you're starting out, learn one thing first. Yeah, like don't this thing like the trends thing. Leave the trends thing alone. Like I mean, Google I/O just ended this last week. Yeah, and right now, it's okay to not know everything or not to use everything. Just use what you need at the moment. But again, it's good to be aware. Just be aware that by the way, there's that thing that they release. Oh, there's that thing that they release. But it's okay not to use everything, but be aware. It's good to be aware because sometimes you might be cornered and you if you read enough, you'll be like, actually I can fix this with that thing, something like that. So it's good to be on top of your tips. Yes, but focus on one stack. Do one stack, learn it, at least get like 70%, and then you can switch up however you want.
Yeah, that's a very good advice. That is common in those who are starting out and they want to master everything. They wake up, they become web developers, but even if they are average developers, okay, so there is a question by Ezra Kanake, and he's asking, so salary negotiation for beginners. Maybe this is a question on how to negotiate salary as a junior. Yeah, I think that should be the question.
Salary negotiation for complete beginner. Interesting. I'm still learning, to be honest. I'm still learning how to do salary negotiations. But the thing that actually helps is to how can I put it? I don't know if it will really help, but read a lot about negotiations. Even from there's a book called like I don't know, like it's called "Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office." There's a talk there about I mean, like it gives like really good advice. So it doesn't really matter if you're a guy or a lady, but you should get that book. And also like research a lot about salary negotiations, especially like for beginners, complete beginners. Because I mean at that point you're not, I mean you don't have the leverage of like showing your work and saying like no, I've been here and here and here, so I've been paid here and here and here. So the best thing that you can do is research the company, and there's some places, I mean there's some people who, I mean there's a website which has salaries like for like what to expect, what not to. But the best thing, quote high as you want, be ridiculous. Yeah, don't approach the job from a point of fear. Approach it from a point of you need me, I don't need you. So quote as high as you can, and then now they'll start reducing it. So you see, at the end of the day, you see, even if they reduce, they won't reduce it like by like 50. Like say, if you go like to like they ask you like what do you expect? So like actually around like 500,000 Kenya shillings. That's what I expect. And then, I mean, they won't actually ask you why. Sometimes they'll ask you why just to intimidate you, but be like, no, no, that's what I expect. Why? Now you start saying like, most people are saying that I work well under pressure. you know, I have no life. So I'll be dedicated here like 100%. So like just start listing your qualities and your value when they ask you why you need that. And then if you quote as high, if it reduces to like 500,000, to reduce up until like what, like 450. So don't be that don't be that bad. So quote as high as possible, but however, research more on salary negotiation and just be confident about it. I know it's hard because I'm still learning, because sometimes I'm like, but am I asking for too much? Like, oh my god, but am I asking for too much? No, honey, you're not. They need you. So, I mean, they're paying you for your time and stealing your hobbies. So, better get well compensated. It is cocky, to be honest. It's cocky. And sometimes it's hard for me to follow my own advice, but I try. So, quote as high as possible.
Okay, okay. For those who are starting out in their career, sometimes they fear to quote a higher salary, so they just go there. And as long as they have paid their rent and fare, I think they think that's fine. Okay, so I think we are winding up because there are a lot of questions and I don't think we'll answer all of them. So, what's your advice on those who are starting out in their tech career, either in Android or software engineering in general?
Just know that you've signed yourself up for a whole lifetime of learning. You'll never stop learning, and you won't know everything. Just agree. Just agree to that fact first. It's a lifetime of learning. You'll never know everything. Sometimes you'll fail. I mean, it's just an ups and down kind of thing. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you succeed, but at the end of it all, you will move. You will be surprised, by the way. Like, I keep saying that, like, keep building, just build whatever it is. Build, keep building, keep sharing your knowledge, because the best way to actually, to know that you've learned something is to the best way that you know that you've learned something is to teach it. So teach it, even if it's like by writing blogs or transferring the knowledge into like a personal project or a side project. However it is, whatever works for you. Keep building, never stop building. Surprisingly, it will connect the dots someday, to be honest. Mm. I can attest to that one. The dots will connect someday. So keep building, never give up. It's a constant learning. So have a routine for learning. And so, like, for me personally, I usually wake up and read like a Medium blog. So there's with what is it called, with with the many modes of learning. So, and also with the internet being like, it gives you immediate answers. So there's so like this one where, since you're working on something, you learn about it. So just go deep. Michael Bukashi said this. He said that you learn deep. Don't just learn like do. Learn deep. Like if it's Android, learn deep. So just start from, okay. So I'm building a media application where I just need to take pictures. So go deep on how the camera thing works. How does it work? Learn deep. Yeah, that's like the best way to learn it. So I can say, like, I usually have a to do. So like start to do. So like, okay, so this month I need to learn this and this and this. So just learn deep. Like one of the so that I can fill up the knowledge gaps that I have in Android. So learn deep. I hope I answered.
Yeah. That was a very good answer. There was a question on how you stay relevant with technology, which is changing very fast, and I think the answer is found in that answer also.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this will be the last question and some personal question. So, we still have two questions. Yeah. So the current Miss Universe is a software engineer. At some point, you mentioned that was a model. I'm not sure if you're still modeling. I
I
forgot.
try.
Okay, okay. Okay,
Well,
so
I
yes.
mean, I do try, to be honest. I want to get back to it, but I really love my pizza. I mean, I really love my pizza. I just can't. I mean, I really love my pizza. Like with my fries, like even right here, right now here, there's a plate full of fries and a lot of meat. I mean, I really love my food. However, I'll go back. So watch out on that one. I need to start I need to start again. So it's good by the it's good to have hobbies too. As an engineer, find your hobbies. Michael Bukachi insists in this. Get your hobbies. Find a hobby, whatever it is. Get a hobby because I mean, it's just a logical transference. Yeah, like right now, you know how to do like zeros and ones, and you just find a hobby, you'll be super good at it. You won't believe because already, like the patience that you've learned with working with, the patience that you've had working with at the studio. Where the patience that you already have, I mean, you'll succeed in anything that you do. It doesn't really matter what it is.
Okay, okay. So there was this question on. So apart from tech, I'm not sure if the last question was in this. Yeah, so apart from tech, what do you love or normally engage in yourself to maintain a positive mental mindset? Yeah, health.
Well, I actually I hang out with friends. I play basketball too, so I'm a basketballer. I play big forward. Well, I only play when I have this on. When I remove these ones, these nails. That taking a walk, hanging out with friends, reading. I love reading novels. Oh, and my God, I am addicted to K dramas. Like the Korean dramas on Netflix. I mean, oh my God, they waste a lot of my time. So I watch a lot too. That and sitcoms. I like things which are 13 plus and below, like PG, 13 plus and below, like even from like like these child shows. I watch them. So yes, just hang out with friends, watching, just unwind. Funga ofesi, like kasirika. It's like 10, 11 a.m. Just be mad and close the office, close your laptop and go outside. Sometimes like I cannot die in this. I cannot die in this life. Cannot die in this life. I mean, like, because I mean, also like on top of that, like on a serious note, learn to take breaks. To be honest, learn to take breaks. Sometimes you can, like when you're coding, nothing is going through, and then you just go for like a water refill or like lube break, water break, and you come back. Oh my God, it just fixed itself. Learn to take breaks is really, really important, and go outside. Well, for me, it's just friends, K drama, basketball, and reading. So that works for me.
Okay, okay. I think that was the work-life balance. Yeah, so I think that there's life and then there is work. So
Hmm.
don't just be work, 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 work. Yeah. So I think this the oh Henry, you can pick from here. I think you don't have any more questions for you. So Henry, unmute yourself.
Uh, Thank you so much, Valentino, for all these insights. I feel like, oh my God, so I haven't been suffering alone. Like, oh, okay. That feeling, yes, because man, there is burnout, there's other things. So right now, like you've put a lot of things clearly, like the way you say, apart from tech, find hobbies, do something else, don't just sit there all day and all that. So it has been really a meaningful conversation. I mean, for me, I feel like we should have quite of this more often. I know we will. So I just want to thank you for your time, you finding this opportunity, coming here and like answering questions that many people like have been asking, especially junior devs who maybe are shy, who maybe are beginning out, and they're like, wow, I can't ask her. How will she take me? sort of kind of questions like, this is a simple variable that is disturbing me. How will she, such questions. And I feel like you've really packaged all those insights very well. Like for me, I feel, oh, so I haven't been drowning. So it's actually I'm on the right path. So thank you for that. I'm looking forward to having you here again and answering more and more questions. So this has been very well. I also wanted this opportunity, Pia, to give thanks to everyone who has like joined the conversation. Yeah, those who have come in like asking questions on the live session. This has been nice, been interactive. That's how we wanted this platform to be. So I'm really grateful for everyone who has attended and has contributed. Even for those who maybe haven't found time, this is here. You can always come back. And mind you, Valentino's DM is free. Slide. Me, I'm going to slide.
But
Yeah.
slide
So
after following. The slide after following.
oh my goodness. I did. Yeah, I did. So thank you so much. Yeah, I guess this would be like the end of our session for today. For anyone who will like want to repeat this and maybe want to like everything that has been said here to sink in their minds, like this video will always be here. Yeah, so you can also refer to it to other people and feel free to DM to ask questions to these senior developers out here. Don't suffer alone. Like, don't build your craft on a garage and there is a world out here. Make noise on the internet. Just go there on Twitter, even if it's just a simple hello world. So this has been great. So I think for us, this will be the. By the way, you can follow us on our social media platforms. Everyone who's like joining in, we'll be having these sessions with more speakers, the likes of Kina Valentino here, yeah, and other speakers as well. So follow us on Twitter, Developer Stories, on Instagram as well, Developer Stories 254, and even on YouTube, Developer Stories, for you to get more of these meetings, for you to interact with these good and experienced people in our lives. We need them, by the way. So I think that's the end of our meeting. So until next time, see you everyone, and thank you for attending the meeting. Bye.
Bye.